Good morning, welcome to the 301st podcast of Andy Collier-talks cricket memorabilia. So as I said last week, we've got waylaid with the bits and pieces from Chris Saunders' auction. There's a few bits turned up this week, and then we're just going to go on with a few of the pieces that arrived last year. So without further ado, we'll crack on with the stuff that just arrived this week. We've got a lovely George Tribe card there in that lovely heritage set. Which number 12 is George, so that's a nice addition there. So that's one of the highlights really of this last year, this heritage set. Now I've got about 23 or 4 of those now, so onwards and upwards. So please get one of those. And the career of Jack Hobbs has arrived. That's nice. So I think it's just R.E.S. Wyatt whenever he turns up to get with the 4 cricketers that are involved in that set of personalities in the 30s. A lovely card there from Saltaire 1905. Lovely one there. It's got actually got some sheep in the background, so it's pretty still fairly rural then. So I know Jim Laker played there and many other famous players, so it's a nice one to get hold of there. 1905 Saltaire. Another nice one here, Clifton College. Not quite sure what date this is because the stamp's been off the back. So, but I would say it's probably 1900s again, something like that, 1910. Another nice one there. And thank Andy for putting me onto these two. So that's from Mrs. Hurd, or to Mrs. Hurd of Woodstock, Clifton Road, Weston-super-Mare on the back there. I do like to have a little bit of history of the card as well. I don't mind it when they're plain back, but nice bit of history. So that's nice. So anyway, let's have a quick look on what the highlights of last year's collecting, or some of it anyway. So we'll start with the big stuff, get them out of the way. And there's this lovely, 3 of these lovely vases arrived to celebrate the 150th birthday of W.G. Grace, a Waterford crystal. Nice ringy one there. There's 3 of those. I'm quite pleased to get hold of those, I have to say. And that come with the base there, big base there that's got 150th anniversary of the birth of W.G. Grace. Which one was this? Number something. I've got the number on the bottom of that one, I think. This was number 33 out of 150. That vase, so that was nice. Another on the ceramics front there, we've got a lovely Jack Hobbs milk jug there. This company ended up turning into Salvac, this company, which is a nice 1920s Jack Hobbs milk jug there. So that's quite pleased to get all that this year. And just carrying on the sort of ornamental front, in this lovely box here, I should see award. Pretty sure this is Andrew Strauss's and it's over here, but this is the Test Player of the Year 2009, which he who won. Have I got written that down? No, I haven't got written down, but this is probably Andrew Strauss. A lovely heavy trophy there for his presentation of the Test Player of the Year. I was quite pleased to get hold of that, so let's just put that down there. Got bits everywhere, unfortunately. There we are. So anyway, another nice photograph that I was very pleased to get hold of was this lovely 1924 photograph of the England team at Edgbaston. So I'm really pleased to get hold of that lovely photograph there. This was the debut of Herbert Sutcliffe, so it's his first appearance with Jack Hobbs, and they got a 100 partnership in the first game against South Africa, where they bowled South Africa out for 30. That's a lovely photograph there. And the reason that's quite nice is because I've got the 2 signature sheets from that game. For England, we've got the England side there, captained by Gilligan. That's quite a nice set there, and then we've got the South African side there with George Parker there, the man that was reeled in from the leagues to play in the short of bowling. So I was quite pleased to sort of add that to a nice set there. Going on to another signature sheet was this lovely Surrey 1921 sheet here. Got a rare one there of Donald Knight and Hitch, Strudwick, Shepherd, Abel, Freeman. That's a rare one, Freeman. He played 1 game, and also Maloney there, only played 3 games, so a couple of rare signatures there on the Surrey front. Quite nice, pleased to get hold of that one. Right, what's next? So a couple of Inner Sanctum items coming up now. This lovely Don Bradman. Oh, thanks to Andy for sorting me out a deal with this one. Don Bradman card. We know of only 3 of these in the world at the moment, so whether there's any more or not, you have to poke your nose up and tell us. But we know of only 3, one over in Australia and another one in a museum, so obviously quite a rare little beast, that one. And then the lovely Jack Hobbs, which I managed to get nicely framed. Nice one there. I think that's in Sydney, that one. Lovely signature down up his pad there. So nice, deserved a nice frame, that one. So put that in a frame for the Inner Sanctum. What else have we got? Another one here. It's this nice one here. This tinned Don Bradman. This is one of 100. Quite a rare little item, that one. It was for, I had to guess how many runs he'd get in the 1938 Test match, but he didn't. So I don't quite know how you got hold of one of these in the end, because it was a prize in the competition. You know, nice item that, and pretty rare thing. And then another lovely thing here, was in the Inner Sanctum now, is this lovely Surrey Cricket Club, County of Surrey, County of Nottingham, window bill. And it's got our man from Farncombe there, Julius Caesar. Some great names on there. Julius Caesar. What else we got? Caffeine, Lockyer, Mortlake, Sherman. On the Nottingham side, you've got the likes of Clark, Alfred Clark, Grundy, Guy. 3 pars there, including George, and Tinley at the bottom there. That's a lovely, very good item, and a darn sight better state than the one that was sold last week at Chris Saunders's. But anyway, very pleased to get hold of that. So that's very nice. And as you know, this lovely 1924 photograph of Johnny Douglas. You know, I've got the other one which faces the other way, so nice to get a Maymore photograph there. She was, if you hadn't seen the other podcast, she sort of concentrates on the light on the face, which actually turns out to be very atmospheric. So pleased to get hold of both of those photographs. Just a couple of books here that have arrived. We know the Bert Fall card there by we've got there Pat Rogers and Peter Lloyd. That's a rare one. I didn't actually say what the edition was. It's 16 of 50, this one. So please, thanks for Peter to put in that. And we also got Peter Schofield's and Rick Sisson's book as well. So that was a nice item this year. So to finish reading that, but I won't get it done. So another few fixtures. Nice to get a bit on the old shipping front. So it's 1935. What have we got there? Windsor Castle. And then a nice sign there by the South African 1935 team. Nice to add to that. Another shipping item here is this nice photograph of the boys on the Orion 1936. We've got on there Hammond, Barnett, Ames and Fishlock there. Not sure whether that's a player there, Willis is doing his hair, but nice to see him on board ship there. Another nice Jack Hobbs item there is this nice 1932 signed photograph of Jack Hobbs. It's in Red Hill, so I'm assuming it's somewhere over near Dawkins, somewhere where he was playing in a charity match perhaps. Nice, it might actually have been, I've got one of Brockham Green, actually a photograph of Andy Sanders benefits. So it might actually be them, but that was 1935, so I'm talking rubbish. Right, okay. Another nice one here. It's cabinet cards was quite relevant this year. This one we've got here, A.P. Kerr, American cricketer. Thanks to the sniffer for sorting that out for me. We got 2 James Dean on the back there. Whether that's any relevance or not, I don't know. 29th, 91. So that's a nice one there. Played for Triton in America, USA. 2 matches. So it's quite nice to get an American in there. And another lovely thing that arrived this year was this nice invitation to Lord Earl of Sheffield and Miss Attenborough. Very nice invitation there. which, as you know, if you saw that's his ground there at Bexhill-on-Sea, and that also went with the lovely Delaware photograph, signed photograph, because it was Delaware's ground in Bexhill Heath, Bexhill Hill, sorry, Bexhill. Right, okay. Another couple of nice items here with these nice. We've got some fixture cards and what have you, itineraries. This one, Test Series 1962-3. It's got all the players in there, England players in there like that. It's a nice nice item, that. And there's a couple of other ones that arrived as well. If we get them out of the packet. We've got a nice one there, Dulux gloss, this one. Where are we there? 1962-3 again. Yeah, 1962-3. This is a different one. Where are we? Can't get it open. There we are. We've got all the fixtures in there. Mrs. C tour on that one. High gloss paint and low gloss paint. High gloss, low gloss. What about that? Now that's quite a nice thing there. And then the last but not least is this lovely Cyril Wilkinson signed card. Surrey player, captain 1914 and 19. So after the war, pre-war and after the war, and he's also captain of the England hockey team that won the gold medal 1920. So quite a player there. It's a nice signed item, that one. And thanks Warwick for putting me onto that, because I don't see all of them on there. So anyway, that's about it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed that little trip back in time there over the last year. And I hope you enjoyed the stuff that arrived this week. So anyway, have a good week and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.